that's just the deal. That's part of the deal, I think. And welcome everyone. This is Race on Oz. It's the Monday Night PC League. We are getting set for round number 7. We're coming to you from Bathurst this evening. Last round we were in Laguna Seca a couple of weeks ago. We had a little break and we're back again. I'm once again joined by Joe. Joe, my man, how you going tonight?
Very well, thank you, Nick. Hello everyone. In for an exciting night. So we're on the homeward stretch of this championship.
Yeah, well, 3 rounds to go, including today. So we're Bathurst, then Suzuka next week, the Enduro, and then we're going to finish it off. I think it's with either Indy or Imola. I think there's going to be a vote for it. But yeah, tonight we're at Bathurst. Considering the track we're at last time, Laguna Seca does tend to... we were talking about how unforgiving it was. There was all dirt runoff. There wasn't any grass or anything to really speak of. So this track is very, very similar. Probably ramped that up by about 10 points, I reckon. It does bite pretty hard around here. But let's get into the race results from last time around. So we had our first different race winner last week. So Andy O'Hara wasn't racing. So Denis Strelnikov was able to take out victory in the Honda. So nice work from him. Ali Karudin, he was there in P2, and Andrew Lawrenson took out the final podium position there in the Aston Martin. Good race last week, and good to have a different winner. Andy O'Hara had been dominating for most of the season. Around here is the rest of the field as well. John Drum was in there for the AM. James Mack was also there. Herb Etron and Mark Hurley. I think Stephen Driving Slowly was in there somewhere as well. Wasn't I think he was up there with the silver class, and I think Paddy Oliver was up there. He won the silver class. Stephen driving slowly, and Neil Fakeney. That was the podium for the silver as well. Here's the AM. So Mark Hurley leads the championship there. Let me quickly bring up my details here. So, where are we? Points for AM. Here we go. Let me just bring it up here. So Mark Hurley on 119 points. Herb Atron 111. So 8 points the difference. James Mack third on 90 points. Harley Scotland there in fourth on 53. Then Dylan Powell in P5 there. Silver class, Anthony Cesana sitting on top there on 198 points. So he has a lead right now over Adrian Rice, who's sitting there in second on 187. Phil Kraithios, he's sitting there third, 160. So all still to play for in the silver. Then you got Peter Wall and Stephen Haycock. They're only separated by a point. And then you got the rest of the field. In terms of the pro class, I think we're going to pro class. There we are. So Andy O'Hara still sits atop of the points table there on 470 points in first. Bruno Gallo second on 375, and then you got Ryan Duong 344 in there as well with Andrew Lawrenson. So they're third and fourth. Mitch Hobbs in fifth spot, and then Ali Karud and Paul Russell, Marcus Van Vliet, Dennis Strelnikov, and Art Vanderlei rounding out the top 10. In terms of the team's championship, so you can see there 1,422 points to ICR. So they're only just on top by 12 points. They're 12 ahead of Gamesman Racing Team. Pagnian next level, they're on 1,343. Fourth is Bruce Hull Racing on 1,215. They got Selby Acoustics 1095, and Beyond Trophies almost cracking the 1,000. So they're bringing up in sixth position. So that is the team's championship. Still all to play for in that as well. So it's all going to come down over the next 3 races. In terms of the circuit, I think, was I supposed to put a track map in here? I can't remember. In terms of the circuit, it's a 6.2 kilometer track, 23 turns in total. It has some of the most famous names in motorsport, from Hell Corner to Mountain Straight. You've got Reed Park up there, McPhillamy, go over Skyline, or Brocky Skyline is what it's referred to now. Conrod Straight, probably one of the quickest 1.9 kilometer stretches of tarmac in Australia, through the Chase and out through Murray's again to complete a lap. So it's going to be a cracker. It's an Australian staple to sit home and October usually. Bathurst is on. Awesome track. First race was November 1963. So as mentioned, 6.2 kilometres. Interesting fact, Forrest's Elbow wasn't always named that. So it was originally named Devil's Elbow until a motorcycle racer named Jack Forrest actually hit it. He smashed his elbow on there and he came back the next day and still raced. And so after that, they named it Forrest's Elbow. So that's where it gets its name from. A neat little fact about Bathurst, or about Panorama, or Mount Spinorama, I heard it referred to as yesterday, which I had a bit of a chuckle. In terms of what we're looking at tonight, 45-minute practice is almost finished, 3 minutes away from being done. Qualifying is going to be a 15-minute run, and then we're going to do a 60-minute race, so back to the sprint race format. Mandatory pit stops tonight. Refueling is allowed. No mandatory refueling or fixed refueling time. And there is a mandatory tyre change as well, and we're not using a pit window tonight. So it's a free-for-all, but we usually see sort of that halfway, 35 minutes into the races when we'll normally see pit stops. That is all the pre-race stuff done. Joe, did you have anything you wanted to add at all?
No, I'm looking forward to this one. Bathurst always brings some pretty good racing, and I doubt it's going to disappoint. This place never does, so I'm very much looking forward to it. it will be a good event.
Yeah. There was some weather in practice earlier on. So earlier on it was raining. Seemed to like the conditions seemed to be quite favourable for Matt Frost. He was up the top of the timesheet for quite a while there. But you can see, you can't see yet at the moment, but Ali Karudin is currently sitting at the top of the times at 2:02. That guy pops up everywhere. I reckon he races probably nearly every night, Ali. He's see him driving everywhere lately, so be interesting to see how he goes tonight. He's sitting at the top of the times. Andy O'Hara is back as well, and we've got a grid of 28 at the moment, so another really, really healthy turnout for the Monday night PC League. And looking forward to this one. Generally doesn't disappoint around here. So looking forward to what we've got in store. We're only a minute away from getting started. And the championships, especially the silver and the AM, the silver, only 11 points separating Anthony Cesana and Adrian Rice. Phil Kraithios, he's in there, 160 points in third, but be a bit of a stretch. Adrian Rice and Anthony Cesana might need to have a bad race for him to crawl up there. Mark Hurley and Herbertron there, only 8 points between them. And James Mack, I think he's the defending AM champion winner. He's sitting there in third. So 29 points to be precise, separate the top three. So, and that's definitely a championship of three at the moment. Harley Scotland a little bit further off the pace there. In fourth on 53. And the championship as well for Pro. It's 95 points between O'Hara and Gallo at the moment. And I don't see Duong on my timing screen right now. So potentially he might not be racing tonight. I could be mistaken, but I can't seem to find him on my timing screen. And we're going to get things underway very, very shortly. We've gone 000 in free practice, and we've just got a couple of cars, 3 cars left out on circuit, and we are going to get this thing underway very, very shortly.
Was just parked the camera at just prior to the dipper, and there was quite a few people having some dramas through that section, so there will be plenty of action.
That is really hard piece of the track. It's I did some laps last night. I thought I'd just try and sort of familiarize myself with it. And yeah, it's a tough section of road just to keep the car straight and off the wall, let alone go fast through there. So I dare say you're right, Joe. We'll probably see a fair bit of action through there tonight. And looks like we are about to get things started. So
the cars exiting pit lane, heading up Mountain Straight.
Quite a bumpy part of the track as well, going up Mountain Straight. Extremely bumpy up there. So depending on what you have your force feedback on, could be a bit tiresome after a full 60 minutes around here, plus your practice, plus qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see how they all traverse up there. But all cars starting to filter out onto the track. As I said, Matt Frost was quite quick in the portion of free practice. Doesn't look like there's any weather out there at the moment. Air temperature is 26 degrees. Track temperature is 33. That is certainly not indicative of the temperatures I'm experiencing in Melbourne at the moment. Potentially New South Wales, so usually a lot warmer. Oh, and that is Matt Frost in the wall at the dipper. So as I said, it's hard to keep the thing off the wall, let alone be fast through there. And we've already got the first casualty 90 seconds into
That was
into the.
epic.
That was huge.
Absolutely epic.
That was massive. So that was almost what's his name? Who put the Ford through there? Mostert. All those years ago now. He had that practicing qualifying the top 10 shootout. But anyway, this is Harley Scotland in the Macca. Was looking at speed trap times as well. The high speed that I read was the Honda at 277 kilometers at the end of the Conrod Straight. 275 to the McLaren, 276 to the Audi, 269 to the poor old Porsche. So definitely doesn't have the horsepower advantage that the others share. But when it's in the hands of someone like Andy O'Hara, then kind of that goes out the window a little bit. So we can see he's on the left-hand side of the screen there. Harley Scotland, was on the right-hand side. I'll pick up Andy
Got
here.
Terry Rayton there. It's good to see him back on the grid. So we'll follow him for his first flying lap. I might go on board with him, actually.
Let's follow him as he makes his way up through, this is through McPhillamy. Very, very tough part of the track here. Over Skyline as well. So 2:02, the fastest time in free practice. That was set by Ali Karudin as well. It's Terry Rayton just making his way down through the S's, through the dipper. To the left-hander, Forrest Elbow. And he's going to wind up that Honda. And he's going to send it down the 1.9 kilometre Conrod Straight. One of the most famous pieces of tarmac in Australia. In terms of racing, that's for sure. He's going to be our first car to set a time. Hard on the brakes. Through the chase. Looking pretty neat and tidy right now. Tricky braking zone through here to Murray's. It looks nice and tidy here. And he goes up the times at 2:02.4. So Terry Rayton, I do believe it's his first race for this season. And he's putting in a very, very good showing so far to get things started. So Bruno Gallo's just replaced him though at the top of the times, and Ali Karudin goes even faster, so a 2:01.395. Ali Karudin setting the pace in the early stages of this one. We're almost 5 minutes into qualifying. About 8 drivers or so have set a time. So it is it's a relatively long lap. So we're not going to get too many opportunities to put in a fast time around here. But yeah, the time to beat so far, Ali Karudin, 2:01.395. Let's have a look who else is out there as well at the moment. Plenty of cars out on circuit. I believe there's only 2 or 3 cars in the pits right now. This is Nathan Wilson, fresh off his podium yesterday for Pan Am. His teammate's name escapes me for now, but he did the 90-minute, they call it a 90-minute sprint race in Pan Am. Ended up on the podium, so very well-deserved podium there for Nathan Wilson yesterday and his teammate, whose name does escape me for now. But yeah, great effort from him in the Audi as well. So that was around Indianapolis. So put in a really great effort. He drove the second stint, brought it home, did a fantastic job, and there's some pretty rapid guys in Pan Am as well. He was able to fend off. So nice result for him. We'll see what he can do tonight. He's making his way down Conrod. Who's that in the Aston just behind him? That is
Lawrenson, I believe.
Yeah, yep. I've seen him scrapping with Gallo, his teammate, a few times. He's currently sitting in P2, Lawrenson. Wilson was going to finish that lap. We'll see where he shakes out.
There's been many people having dramas on these laps. So this is, if you can survive, you'll find yourself with a reasonable time, I suspect.
Yeah, it's about finding that gap. We don't have... We've got 28 cars out there, but it's a pretty... 29, in fact. So it's a pretty big circuit, though, but just finding your little bit of tarmac to give you a free run at it can be a little bit difficult. Here's Matt Frost. We saw him have that big excursion earlier on. He's currently sitting in P5. So far, it's Carudin, Lawrenson, Gallo, Rayton, and Frost. Hey, good to see Nando Latenzio up there as well. Marcus Van Vliet, he raced yesterday. Neil Fakeney, Nathan Wilson, and Daniel Hemi Bateman as well. That's your top 10 right now. So that's what the grid is shaping up to be as Frost continues on. So he's currently P5. His best time is a 202.377. He's chasing a time of a 201.395, and that's belonging to Ali Carudin in the Honda. What can Matt Frost do in the Ferrari? I didn't get the speed in practice. We'll have a look at that now. So over 250, 260 kilometers. See what he tops out at. Ooh, 281 he touched then. So Ferrari definitely has a lot of top speed. Probably the fastest I've seen so far since free practice anyway. 277 was the previous fastest. Matt Frost, it does equate to a high time as well. So P4 for him at 202.262. He puts himself on the second row of the grid. Here's Andrew Lawrenson. He's currently sitting P3 right now, looking to improve on that time. Does improve his time, but not his position. So 201.627. He will remain in P3 for now, and he teleports back to the pits. Who else is out there right now? Very, very busy track. We've got 6 minutes remaining in this qualifying session. This is round 7 of the PC Monday Night League. Race on Oz. Looking at Anthony Cesana. Here's Adrian Rice. So this is the battle for the silver class. So Anthony Cesana leading that battle right now by 11 points over Adrian Rice, 198 to 187. Cesana currently sitting in P28 right now on the grid. We've got 29 total cars. So another really, really good, healthy turnout again. Don't know if you want more than 29 cars going on there. Well, you could do more than 29. Anyway, so we've got the times just in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Thanks to Joe, working furiously in the background there. So Anthony Cesana just coming towards the end of his lap right now. Don't think he'll be setting a time with this one. This might just be the warm-up before he has a full tilt at it. But Cesana, his best time is a 206.807 right now. We'll see how he goes. But Andy O'Hara has put his name in the ring. Here's Ali Carudin. He's our pole sitter right now. He's gone purple so far. 201.395. He shaves 3/10 off that best time. So a 201.090. Rapid time from Ali Carudin. This guy gets a lot of practice, and it is paying off for him right now. So looking very good in that nicely presented Pagnian Next Level Honda. 4 minutes remaining in qualifying. Can someone knock him off the top there? Andy O'Hara, Lawrence, and Gallo, Frost. That's your top 5 right now. We're having a look at Reese Penfold here. Currently sitting P25 right now. 206.292 is his best time. Here's who was that? And was that? No, that wasn't Frost, but that was a BHR Aston Martin. And I don't want to speculate who that was. Was it Paul Russell possibly in there? I saw Hildebrandt. I saw Haycock's name with... Nah, Haycock's getting out of the way. Nah, Hildebrandt's in the pits. Adrian Rice. No. I'm not too sure who that was, but...
it was a big hit anyway.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not a sign of things to come. Like I was saying last night, I was doing laps around here, and it's not easy. It is not easy at all. Reece Penfold, he's trying to make it look easy. So he's almost a second up on his best time. So he's looking to improve on P25 on the grid. Less than 3 minutes remaining. It's still Ali Karuden, Bruno Gallo, Andy O'Hara, Lawrence and Frost. That's your top 5 right now. Reece Penfold down in the Honda. Didn't quite catch the speed on that one. Karuden on screen. He goes faster again. A 2:01 flat. So shaved a little bit more time off there, but throwing down the gauntlet right now. Just back to Reece Penfold. Did improve slightly, moved up into P23. So nice result for him. Nando Latanzio. Does he have a special livery this week? I don't think he does. Or does he? I think he does. He's got the Gamesman Racing Team. There it is. Nicely presented car. Obviously representing Gamesman Racing Team. I think that's James Mack in front of him, potentially. So he's got a little bit of traffic to deal with. Or is it Mark Hurley? I can't remember. But it's a McLaren nonetheless. Nando is in P8 right now. 2:02.745 is his best time. We have less than 90 seconds remaining in this 15-minute qualifying session. This is to set the grid for round 7. We're in the final part of the season. That was a car spinning in front of him, and he makes contact. So once again, we see cars just struggling down through the S's, down through the dipper as well. And we've seen plenty of cars having trouble through there. Someone who hasn't had any troubles though is this man on the screen, Ali Karuden. He's sitting in P1 right now at 2:01.015. Having a look at the time screen, he's got a little bit of purple next to his name as well, so he's on it, pushing through the chase there, down the hill into Murray's. And does he improve? I think he does then. Goes even faster again. So 2:01.012. So that is his best time of the session. Bruno Gallo, he's currently sitting P3. We've got less than 10 seconds now left in this qualifying period. Bruno Gallo's out there. Andy O'Hara is also out there on your right hand side is Andy. Bruno Gallo on the left. Gallo currently occupying P3 on the grid. Andy O'Hara P2. Can he knock off Ali Karuden, who's in the pits? He's watching all of this unfold as the clock goes 000. So we're out of time. These will be the last laps these guys do. This will be their last chance. Gallo just making his way down through the chase. Pushing in that Porsche. Gamesman Racing Team, fellow Porsche driver. Not in the same team though. Andy O'Hara just making his way through Forest Elbow. Here's Gallo. Can he improve on the 2:01.4? Put himself on the front row of the grid? No, he cannot. He does not improve on his time. So P4 is where he's starting from now.
Lawrenson just pipped him too then. So Lawrenson just went to third just in those few moments as well.
Just all that. Yep. So Andy Lawrenson, another good result. So Lawrenson and Gallo, they've been certainly no stranger to one another over the last few races. So they're going to start pretty close to one another again. Andy O'Hara, this is his last chance here to snatch a pole position. Can he do it? No, he can't. So Ali Karudin, congratulations. He takes pole position with a 2:01.012. Well done, Ali Karudin, for Pagan Next Level Racing. This is Stephen Haycock, so he's just finishing off the session. I think he's the only car remaining in the BMW. Coming through Murray's Corner now. And where will he come out? P11. Hey, good results. I think he was sitting in 17th before that, so he's going to start just outside the top 10. So there's our grid. Karudin, O'Hara, Lawrence, and Gallo and Frost. That's your top 5. Daniel Hemi Bateman, Terry Rayton, Marcus Van Vliet, Neil Fakney, Nando Latenzio is the top 10 right now. Top silver driver in that qualifying was Neil Fakney in the Lamborghini in P9. Latenzio in second, and third is Stephen Haycock. And by the looks of things, the highest AM driver is Mark Hurley, currently sitting in 18th, so he'll start first in class. James Mack, he'll be second. He's in P24, and P26 is Herb Atron, so he'll be third in class. And then Dylan Powell and Heath Scotland in 28 and 29. But that is our grid for round 7 of Race on Oz, the PC Monday Night League. We're in for a cracker if qualifying's been anything to go by. But we will be back very, very shortly with the race.
have some slippery curves, and also watch out for your braking distance.
It is wet, so the rain has started falling. The track is officially classified as damp. Air temperature still 25, track temperature 30 degrees. But you can see on the screen there we're on board with Ali Karudin, and the rain is falling. It is a very, very slow slow warm-up lap these guys are doing right now. So not too sure if it might have taken some people by surprise. We're just talking about it off air that, you know, some of the guys that might have gotten up to quickly get a drink and then you come back and you see that there's rain. That's just the extra bit of spice that I think as a spectator you like to see, but as a driver this is not great. Matt Frost though, he might... Yep, go for it.
I just wonder who has decided out of all of this to stick with the dry tyres for this, even though it's gone to damp after sitting on the grid with it being greasy. Just wonder who's decided to chance their arm.
Yeah.
And I think regardless, there's going to be a pit stop early on, a heap of pit stops early on in this one. Got someone in the pits to start with.
Yep, John Drum is in there right now. So that was in the he's in the BMW for ignition control racing. So he's in there at the moment, but yeah, going extremely slow on this warm-up lap. So potentially, yeah, as you're pointing out, Joe, who's got a chance there? Matt Frost, I think, would be one driver out there who would just be licking his lips thinking, yep, beauty, I was top of the times in the wet conditions in free practice. So yeah, he didn't seem to have any issues with it. But weather doesn't look like it's going to hang around for too long, maybe 10 minutes or so, and then we'll probably see it disappear. But it's going to be pretty full-on 10 minutes of racing. Yeah, Lawrenson and Gallo again together. So this is going to be interesting between them. And we saw quite a few cars just having some issues going down through the S's into the dipper as well. So see what race conditions bring of it. And there's still definitely... I don't know, has the rain already stopped potentially? Still going, and says track's damp. Oh, we got people off at the chase already. I think that
the rain looks as though the rain has stopped. So this is going to be track's still damp, and I could, you know, if they're on slicks, cold tyres at the start of this race, not been able to get too much heat in them.
I think this is just going to be a matter of survival until the track goes dry.
Camera ready at turn 1, and we'll get that moved up to the top of the hill as soon as we can as well.
Alright, I think we're going to need it. Here we go. So they're approaching the line. There it is. Looks like Andy O'Hara got a pretty decent jump then as well. He's inching a little bit further ahead of Ali Karudin, doesn't make it into P1 through turn 1. So as they all start to filter through Hull Corner, lights ablaze. Looks like everyone has managed to squeeze through there. No dramas as they head up Mountain Straight for the first time tonight. It's Karudin leading from O'Hara, Lawrenson, Gallo. He's being challenged by Matt Frost, Terry Rayton, And Daniel Hemi Bateman as well. They're duking it out. Neil Fakeney, he's had a good start as well. Nando Latanzio. Oh, I think Fakeney might have lost a couple of spots there. I spoke too soon. And the timing screen's just having a bit of a freak out for me, but it'll be all right for you guys. Terry Rayton, he's moved his way up there, but right now it's Ali Karoon who's going to lead him away for the first time across the top of the mountain. He's got Andy O'Hara right on his hammer right now. They've already pulled a little bit of a gap there from Andrew Lawrenson and Bruno Gallo. This is going to be a bit of pioneering stuff. Neil Crompton loves to talk about pioneering in wet conditions. They've got to go down through the S's, down through the dipper for the first time. Track is still classified as damp, 31 degrees track temp, 26 degrees air temperature. Looks like the rain has already started, so it should stop, sorry. So the track should go dry relatively quickly. Karuden is going to lead him down. Oh, that's a big hit. I think that's Haycock.
Yeah, it is Haycock.
Yeah. So he's going to drop all the way down to the rear of the field. Is there any other cars? They're all going to try to skirt around him. And they've all managed to get through there. Reese Penfold, I see a little bit of yellow. Oh, Paczynski was facing... No, I think that was Stockton was facing the wrong way at Forest Elbow. He is, yep. So he's had a bit of a collision. Oh, and there's the replay of it. So just a little bit of contact from behind was enough to turn him around and into the wall he went. And this is the aftermath of it all. There's Stockton, yep, facing the wrong way. Gets a nice little love tap again. Oh, that BMW only just saw him then. So just gently rolling down the wrong way. And then, yeah, there's that's John Drum coming through there as well. So, not a great start. Sorry, Haycock that was. We're having a look at this gaggle of cars here. Adrian Rice is in there. I think he's moved up 4 spots already. He's duking it out with Paul Russell. Saw Heather Russell in the chat earlier cheering him on. He's there just heading up through Griffin's Bend now. Just on the left-hand side of the screen, that's Matt Frost. He's got Terry Rayton right behind him at the moment. So those two are battling it out for 5th and 6th. While on the left-hand side, you've got Paul Russell in there as well. But it's Karuden from O'Hara, Lawrenson, Gallo and Frost. That's your top 5. Then Rayton, Hemi Bateman, Latanzio, Van Vliet, Cessna and Neil Fakeney. After many weeks with internet dramas, he's worked really hard to find a stable connection so he doesn't experience any more dropouts. I think the last 2 races he's had a dropout. Here's Paczynski in the Bruce Hale Racing Aston Martin, and that could potentially be the end of his race there. He's just watching a replay of it now. Let's see what happens here. Oh, whack. Yeah, oh, bang, that's a big one. That is, oh, yeah, let's pop the bonnet.
That's a massive hit.
Yeah, that was huge. He slammed that wall like front on as well. So, unfortunately for him, I think that is the end of his night. So, Paczynski, just having a look on my timing screen. I think we might have, he's already gone, possibly. Yep. Here's Cryotheos, though. He's down there in P15 right now. He's battling it out with Paul Russell. And he's got a couple of cars up ahead of him. Hildebrandt and Rice. I think Hildebrandt just managed to get past Rice. We're having a look at Andrew Lawrenson. So far, so good with him. He hasn't had any dramas with his teammate, Bruno Gallo, who's sitting behind him for Games and Racing Team. He's got his eyes forward. He's chasing the rear of Andy O'Hara, as most people often find themselves in trying to catch the rear wing of that Porsche. But been a pretty good start. We haven't had absolute mayhem considering the conditions, and I think everyone's managed to get through it quite nicely. You can already see the track starting to dry up pretty rapidly. It's greasy at the moment. Track temperature 26, track temperature 32 degrees. Air temperature is 26. Oh no, that's O'Hara, I think. I was at the top of the mountain. It is. And he's hit the wall. Oh, Bruno Gallo's hit the wall as well. Matt Frost is involved in it as well. Gallo's facing the wrong way. Frost just makes gentle contact with him. All these other cars are going to have to filter through slowly. But I think that was all started by Andy O'Hara. Made a little mistake there. I just caught the very rear end of it and saw him bouncing off the walls down through the S's into the dipper. So it's caught him out. I'll go have a look at his car shortly, but on screen, Matt Frost, I think he might have gotten away with a little, oh no, Gallo goes around again in the Porsche. Oh, he's having an awful time of it, Bruno Gallo. There, that Porsche is not looking very healthy right now for him. He's going to have to limp it home to the pits. Andy O'Hara, he was the one that kind of started all of this as well. That's not something that you would normally say, as well as Caruden goes the fastest lap of the race. But having a look at O'Hara's car, certainly got some damage on there. Not too sure what it's handling like right now. We'll keep an eye on the lap times. Here it is. Look at that. That's Gallo facing the wrong way. Frost was in there. And then comes through a whole other handful of cars. But I think that was all that sort of really got caught up with it. So it was Gallo and Frost, and then O'Hara. And Gallo's been the big loser out of all of that. I'm not too sure. He is in the pits now, so he's coming in to repair that. So he's currently sitting in P2 in the championship right now. His teammate Andrew Lawrenson is in third, equal third in fact with Ryan Dillon. He's only 31 points behind, and Andrew Lawrenson's actually in P2 right now. So this could actually have championship implications given the state of the race right now. But we're only about 7.5 minutes into the 60-minute sprint, so a long way still to go in this one. But just keeping one eye on the championship. Matt Frost, he started P5, he's dropped down into P11. Fateney doing a great job up there in P9 right now. So the leader of silver class is Latenzio, Cesana and Fateney. And the leader of AM is Scotland, Powell and Atron right now as we're watching Frost. He's giving chase to Hildebrandt through Forest Elbow. He's got Adrian Rice and Paul Russell.
Frost just tagged the wall then as well.
Who was that, sorry?
Frost tagged the wall.
Yeah.
The elbow then too.
Yeah. Track still classified as greasy at the moment as well. 32 degree track temperature. Adrian Rice has still got the windscreen wiper going. We're looking at Reese Penfold as Caruden once again sets the fastest lap of the race. Andrew Lawrenson reduces that a little bit further. So conditions starting to become much more favourable. Still classified as greasy though. We'll let you know as soon as it goes back to dry. I think these guys much prefer these conditions than what we're faced with off the start line as Kraithios looking to make a move around the outside, go around the outside of Adrian Rice. This is Silver Championship class drivers right now as they head up Mountain Straight. And I'm just having a look at, I think that's Reese Penfold there looking to make a move on Paul Russell. And this is not over yet. They're going to go up through the cutting together. Looks like Paul Russell yields.
Good move by Penfold to get back up the inside of Russell there.
Yep. Really easy to make contact as well around here. So, oh no, on the left-hand side, who was that? Was that Van?
That was Zana. That was
Zana. Yeah. So, top of the mountain, it's claimed another one. He's going to be able to get that going again. So he's dropped down into P17. Joe all over the replay. Look at this, everyone. This is great stuff. Let's see what happens here. Oh, just lost it by himself and bang. Really easy to do at that part of the circuit as well. So nice work getting out of the way straight away. Letting everyone through. And he'll get back on with business. So he drops down into P18, Anthony Susanna, and he is our silver class championship leader. So big championship implications, both for the pro and for the silver, as we're watching Penfold putting a nice move on Croethios. So he's P3 in the silver championship, and he's having a great race, Reece Penfold. So I'm just trying to see where he started, but yeah, great work from him. This is Russell now. He's going to have the inside line here, but will he have... No, he's going to go up the inside there. It's going to be a drag race. It's going to be Aston Martin versus BMW. I think that's the Audi of Nathan Wilson in there as well. Look at this camera work as well, right in the thick of the action as they head up Mountain Straight, going side by side. Paul Russell, Nathan Wilson, fresh off his podium yesterday in Pan Am at Indy, looking to put the move on Russell. Can't quite do it, but they're going to continue the fight as they head up the mountain. Now they're going to go through the cutting. Really, really tricky part of the circuit through here. Getting this right, so important. They're going to continue the descent up the mountain. Ascent up the mountain, sorry, not descent. Up through Sulman Park, across McPhillamy. Great part of the circuit here. If you can get it hooked up, you got the car set up, you got the grip. Track's at optimum now as well. So fully dry conditions, definitely in the driver's favour right now. As we're looking back from the rear of Croethios on the right hand side, we're looking from the dash of Paul Russell. While we were on the left hand side, there's plenty of action going along. This is Frost as well. He's up there in P8, started in P5, so he's dropped a few spots. Hildebrand is in there too. Plenty of action on the track. Penfold was looking to make a move.
Bit of contact through here. Oh, you can see the big slide.
Yeah. Was that Hildebrand, I think?
It was Hildebrand, so they just backed up the field back behind him, and Frost managed to get through. O'Hara pitted at the end of the previous lap, so obviously that damage is a bit much. He was losing time to the front runners. And on that note, once this replay finishes, Lawrenson has been catching Kai Rudin at about half a second a lap.
Good spot. We've got Karun, his last lap around was a 2:03 flat, a 2:02.445, so half a second faster on that last lap was Andrew Lawrenson, as pointed out by Joe. So good spot there. And the chase is on right now. Lawrenson, can he make hay while the sun shines? This is, you know, to move up into possibly P2 in the championship with Gallo. You'd have to think out of contention right now. Is down there in P27 after the earlier issues in the race. We've got someone facing the wrong way, Herbertron, up the front straight, but he's got that all sorted out now. But on the right-hand side of the screen, we've got the leaders of the park, P1 and P2, Peruden and Lawrenson. And then we've got the battle that's a little bit further back there between Croethios, Russell and Wilson. So it's 11th, 12th and 13th right now. So plenty of action. We've been going nearly 15 minutes. And I reckon it's been about 15 minutes of just absolute non-stop. And it's been great to watch so far.
Pyroon had a massive slide coming out of the chase then. He was lucky to hold on to that.
See what the lap times are this time around. 2:02.90 to Karuden, 2:37 to Lawrenson. So nothing in it right now. This is a great battle. Great to see these guys at the front of the pack fighting it out for victory. As Hemi Bateman makes his way into the pits as well, and the battle continues to rage on the left-hand side of the screen. On the left-hand side of the screen between Croethios, Russell, and Wilson. That's down there in 11th, 12th, and 13th as well. This is good stuff though. Lawrenson is not going anywhere. Karuden is got a fight on his hands right now. previous lap times there, just the bottom right-hand side of the screen. We'll keep an eye on that Wilson, Russell and Croatios scrap there too in 10th, 11th and 12th. But this is where the action is. This is where you want it to be as well. Fighting for the lead. Caruden doing a good job so far of holding off Lawrenson, the Gamesman Racing team. Aston Martin, no real distinctive speed advantage, whether that's John Stockton. Looks like he's teleported back to the pits. That might be his evening done.
That was a big hit too.
Where was that? That was at Forest Elbow, I think. Down there. So we'll check the lap times this one around. Don't think there'll be too much in it between these two. Caruden a 202.392 to a 340 to Lawrenson. So absolutely even Stevens right now. That other scrap between Russell and Wilson. They're heading their way through the chase complex. Wilson will be full of confidence, trying to catch that Aston Martin belonging to Paul Russell, who's giving chase to that BMW of Phil Croatios. And then in the meantime, we've got the battle on the right-hand side of the screen as well. So these pictures brought to you by Joe doing some superb production work. We've got all angles covered, and we're not missing a thing right now. But race, I feel, settled down a little bit. It was a pretty hectic start, especially with the weather. Started to really form a nice rhythm. Quarter-way mark right now as we're watching Caruden and Lawrenson going down through the dipper. But it's Ali Caruden leading from Andrew Lawrenson. Terry Rayton is up there in P3, so his debut race for this season. Putting in a great show. Nando Latenzio up there in 4th position as well. Great work for Lando. Van Vliet, he's in 5th. Neil Fakeney. Hey, let's just all cross our fingers and hope his internet connection holds out. He's in 6th. Matt Frost, he's in 7th. Hildebrandt in 8th. 9th is Rice, and 10th is Croatios, as this is Dylan Powell. What's happening to Dylan at the moment? What's happening here on the right-hand side of the screen? Going up through Griffins. Has he lost it? Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's so easy. I keep on saying that. It's so easy to do that. Right there.
Awkward bit of wall to hit too.
Yeah.
That's, it's going to do some damage. I think he's gone around again, further around the lap now as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's such a long lap too. It takes forever when you've got a wounded car, as he does. But still, the battle here continues on. This is Croatios, Russell and Wilson. Let's have a look at the lap times as they come across. So Croatios does a 205.292. Wilson, no, that was Russell, sorry, 205.305. So 205.3, 202, 205.2. Nathan Wilson was the fastest of the 3 cars on that last lap around, a 205.205. Faster than Russell and faster than Croatios as well in that order. But unfortunately, he's 11th. He'd prefer to be up there around about P9. The battle at the front, lap times between them, there's 100th of a second between them. So Caruden and Lawrenson, they're just going to continue to battle this out. We're a 3rd race distance already, so time is ticking by pretty quick, and you'd have to expect we'll probably see pit stops about another 10 to 15 minutes. Just having a look at cars that have already made a stop. John Drum's made 2 stops. John Stockton's made 2. Coco, Haycock, Gallo, Hurley, Mack, Frost, Penfold, Hemi Bateman, and Andy O'Hara. They've all made one pit stop already. I don't think any of them would have been strategic or planned. Most of them would have been for some issue or another. As Karuden, he goes the fastest lap of the race at 2:02 flat. So a couple of tenths faster on that last lap. A little bit of traffic there. That was a BMW. I think that belongs to John Drum. Possibly? No, maybe Haycock, I think. Nonetheless, they're making their way up.
Oh,
and it's Russell! Oh, Wilson sneaks through. Look at this, up the outside. 2 for 1. Paul Russell decides it's time to pit now. Or no, he doesn't.
Oh, he was so lucky to make it into the pit lane. Oh, wow.
I reckon he was in two minds nearly all the way then. Cryotheos trying to launch it up the inside. Cannot do it. Nathan Wilson. Luck's a fortune. 2 corners ago, he was P11. Right now, he's P9. So, great work for him. Paul Russell decided it was time for a pit stop. And, only made up his mind at the very, very last moment. Lucky not to clip the wall there and be in all sorts of trouble. So, Nathan Wilson in that Audi for Bruce Hale Racing. He's moved himself up into P9. He was the fastest of the 3 cars before as well. So, with a little bit of fresh air, this will do quite nicely for him as we see the position changes as we're approaching not far away from the halfway mark. Latanzio up 6, Hildebrand up 7, Wilson up 7, Croatios up 9, Penfold up 12, 14, Wally Masterson. So some massive movers. Andy O'Hara down 12, he has pitted. Keep in mind, Hemi Bateman down 10 and Frost down 11th. They've both pitted as well. So just keep that in mind. And speaking of pits, Andrew Lawrenson has decided now is the time. We'll keep an eye on the pit timer as well. So we'll see what sort of time would be par. Just having a look. About 28, 29 seconds stationary time. Look like it's about around the mark. What most other people have been doing. We'll keep an eye on that for you. In the meantime though, Matt Frost, he's dropped 13 spots, but he has pitted. He's currently in P18. He's got Reece Penfold just up ahead of him. These are 2 Bruce Hale Racing teammates. Frost was very quick in the wet conditions in free practice. Lawrenson is underway. Keep an eye on the final time for him. And he's about to make his way out of pit exit now. 28.9 stationary time, so that is around about the mark. So it's a pretty tidy spot, pretty tidy stop for him. Let's see what Karuden does though to in reply. And was that Gallo that he came out in front of Lawrenson?
Yeah, I was just going to say, they're 2 of them absolute magnets.
They
find each other on track, and Russell's had a moment at the chase.
Yep.
Quickly see if he can catch the back at the... Oh, he's gone very, very wide. He got caught very quickly by Penfold and
Frost.
And Frost then.
Yeah. Oh, here it is. Look at this. Yeah, great replay. Just shows the very, very last moment decision to squeeze it in there.
He's got into pits again, so he must have had a moment over the hill, I think.
Okay.
Or he's...
Is he doing a drive-through?
Not sure what's going on there.
Yeah.
His pit stop was served. Yeah, he must have had contact across the top of the mountain then.
Karuden has gone again as well, so he's not responded to the Lawrenson pit stop. He's decided to keep going. He's got plenty of fresh air in front of him as well, so no dramas with any traffic for him yet. There he is on screen. His last lap around, he did a 202.227, and I think that was the fastest lap on the circuit that last time around. He's only driver running in the 202s, except for Terry Rayton. As we go on board with Ali, he's going to make his way across the top of the mountain. As I said, I've seen this guy pop up in a couple of leagues over the last week or so. Someone who does a lot of driving, loves what he's doing, and all that practice is certainly being put to very, very good use right now, as that is a super tough corner down through there. He's making this look very, very easy right now. On the brakes down into first. Hard left into Forest Elbow. Now time to breathe. Open it right up. Maybe just have a quick little sip of your drink if you got one next to you. A little bit of a rest. Just a mental break. And then get set to get back into it. Drift the car over to the left hand side nice and early as well. Absolutely flat stick. Through there. Hard on the brakes. There's a little bit of the curb on the entry. Beautiful stuff. Look at this. Great stuff. He's making it look very easy right now. This is extremely hard to do. But Ali Karudin continues to circulate as well. So Lawrenson has come out in P8. He's made his stop. Looking at Andy O'Hara, he's down there in 12th position. He's made a stop. Who else was Heavy Bateman, Frost, and Fleet? He's up there in 11th. He's made his stop. This is going to be a very interesting race to unfold. We're almost at the halfway mark. 2.5 minutes before we hit that. And most drivers have pitted, Joe. Are you surprised at that, how early everyone's pitted?
Not after the rain, but I think a lot of them, and I'll bring this up, the stop length. So Lawrenson's a good guy there. That we're just watching, that's James Mack, he's just hit the fence. The pit stop time, you can have a look there, around 60 seconds, just over 60 seconds is what you expect for a normal stop around here. And Stockton 186 seconds, Gallo 127 seconds, Haycock 90 plus seconds, same as Hildebrand. O'Hara 77 seconds, so there's been a lot of carnage in this one.
So just having a look at it, the cars that haven't pitted: Karudin, Rayton, Latenzio, Wilson, and Crietheos. That's your top 5. Penfold and Susanna. Masterson. I think Andy O'Hara just putting some moves on now, moving his way up through the field as well. Definitely not a driver you would have expected to see making a mistake tonight, but happens to the best of them. So he's on a bit of a recovery drive right now. Karun continues to circulate. Last time around was a 203.647. Terry Rayton, he's currently in P2. He's making his way into the pits now as well. So he's coming out from the pack. Just having a look where he might end up popping out. It's going to be very, very interesting in the meantime, though. Neil Fakeney, he's up there in P11. I'll keep you updated as well on the Rayton pit stop. He's stationary now, and you can see, no, you can't see the gap on there. You can't see the time on there, so I'll let you know once he's underway. Latenzio, he's in the pit, so is Wilson. Wilson's just entering now. Trying to see who might be challenging. Lawrenson goes through, so he'll go back into P2 once Crietheos has done his stop. As we've gone the halfway mark, you can see Crietheos just in the foreground there. Rayton is going. Van Vliet was behind him. Andy O'Hara behind him. So Terry Rayton, he is going to come out in P4. So he's in a very, very nice position. And 2 cars ahead of him, Karuden and Kraithios, both yet to stop. Could see a podium on his season race debut. That's going to be out there.
Paul Russell, he was struggling on his out lap because his pit crew chucked a wet stop.
Yeah.
That's brutal.
Look, we've all been there, haven't we though?
Yes, we have actually.
Yeah, I know that I have. I know that I have a couple of times. So, yeah, it happens.
Got a lot of sympathy for him.
Where's he? He is down in. What his name is on the screen right now. Is he out? I can't see him anywhere. We're down to 25 runners. I think Paul Russell might be out.
I think he might have. Yeah, he might have pulled over, and that was it.
Yep, I think so. Here's Karuden. Karuden's in the pits. All right. So he's been stationary for some time now, nearly 47, just a tick over 40 seconds. He drops. He's going. Where is Lawrenson? Lawrenson's coming around. Murray's now. This is going to be super close. Karuden just almost at the end of the pit lane. Lawrenson. Oh, it's going to be super tight. There it is on the screen on the left and the right hand side. We've got double vision right now. But Karuden has managed to do it. He's able to hold on to the lead. Lawrenson, though, this is going to be his absolute perfect time to pounce. They're going to go side by side, up Mountain Straight, up the hill, down the hill now, through Griffin's Bend here, side by side. Almost make a bit of contact. Just missed it by a whisker, but Lawrenson takes the lead from Karuden. His tyres are going to be up to pressure as well. Brake temperature will be perfect. And Karuden has got a fight on his hands, but Andrew Lawrenson, absolute cracking drive right now so far for Gamesman Racing Team. He's put Karuden in the Honda behind him, and awesome work to these. Both drivers did really well there too, but Lawrenson in the lead. This has big championship implications. Andy O'Hara, he's currently down in 6th. Bruno Gallo, he is down in P20. So Lawrenson, if he's able to, it's a long way to go still over 26 minutes. If he's able to hold this position, he's going to put himself in championship contention. Wow, awesome stuff from Lawrenson. That last lap that he did was his best as well. So a 2:02.112. So awesome work from him. That was his fastest lap of the race. So he put it in when it counted, and it paid off for him. Great driving. Now Karuden, he's going to have to find that pace. He has set the fastest lap of the race a little bit earlier on, but he's going to have it all to do to catch the Gamesman Racing Team Aston Martin belonging to one Andrew Lawrenson. Going to be great stuff to the end of the race. And I think that's everyone has pitted. So that's all the pit stops completed. James Mack, he's currently leading the AM class. Mark Hurley, he's in 2nd, and Herbertron is in P3. So J Max in 16th, 17th is Hurley, and 22nd is Atron. Having a look at the silver class, Nando Latanzio. Great work, Nando. He is currently sitting in P5 in fact, on the track. And he's 1st in class. Neil Fakeney, he's 2nd. And Adrian Rice has worked himself up from, I think, P17. He is currently in P8 right now. And he is 3rd in class. And that has championship repercussions because Anthony Cesana is currently down in 14th position. And that's 5th in class as well. Oh, we've got issues on the right-hand side of the screen. I was looking at my other one. I'm not too sure who that was.
Rob Penfold having a drama at the dipper. He caught that as Mark Hurley went by. It was very close. Luckily that he was able to get out of the way. So I think that Adrian Rice has had a drama somewhere around this last lap as well. Just looks like there's going to be damage. Yeah, big damage on that right-hand side.
Good spot, Joe.
So it's a bit of, wow, there's neither of these championships are over.
No, well, the silver, it's only 11 points separating the top two, 28 points separating the top three. So that's Cesana, Rice, and Croathios. Right now, Phil Croathios, he's in fourth in class, I do believe, fifth in class right now. So, and Cesana, where is Cesana? He is 14th and 7th in class. So championship repercussions going on for all classes right now. Mark Hurley, he's AM, he's in P2. James Mack in second. He's in second in class. He's third in the championship. And Herbertron, he's all the way down in P22. And he's only leading by 8 points right now from... so Mark Hurley's only leading by 8 points. So, this is... all three divisions right now are going to have pretty big swings if things stay the way they are now. Still 23 minutes to go, though, as we're looking at Mark Hurley. He's giving chase to that McLaren of James Mack. Having a look at the speeds there as well. James Mack topping out at 270 kilometres an hour in the McLaren then too. So he's got that pretty well hooked up right now. And I think that's for position as well. Penfold. That's not Reese Penfold. That's Rob Penfold. I do believe just tucked in behind him, behind Hurley. There's Adrian Rice. Adrian Rice is in the pits, Joe. That's unscheduled. He's already made one stop.
Yeah, that'd be from that big damage that he had.
Yeah, of course. Yep, sorry, my mistake. Yep. So that's, championship implications once again. And back to this battle here. Mark Hurley. Last lap around, James Mack did a 206.5. Hurley did a 206.7. Penfold did a 206.4. So he was the fastest of the three. Giving the AM drivers a little bit of shine. As Andrew Lawrenson, he goes fastest lap of the race, 201.780. You can see that on the screen. So he and Caruden still battling it out, but that is the fastest lap of the race, formerly held by Caruden. But he's beaten that by a couple of tenths. So Lawrenson right on it at the moment. 1.3 seconds is the gap between him and Caruden. They're in a race of their own right now. 24.8 seconds is the gap back to Terry Rayton. He must have had a big moment last lap around. Oh, he's got damage. I think he's got damage, Terry Rayton, because he did a 2-minute 10.5 second lap. And I'm having a look at him now. He's just coming up through Griffin's Bend, and he's got big damage on the front of his Honda right now. So the podium is not sorted either right now. I wonder how that's going to handle for the remainder of this one. We'll track that. We're still watching this battle here of Mack Hurley and Penfold. Having a look at some of the other movers and shakers through the field. And there he is. Oh, that was it. This is the moment. And whack. We've seen that a lot already. And it's caught out Terry Rayton. It caught out Andy O'Hara through there as well, and a few others tonight. We saw Matt Frost have a big moment through there, massive moment in fact, in qualifying. So it'll be interesting to see how he goes now if he decides to try and hold on for the next 20 minutes as Penfold sending it up the inside to Hurley. Nice move from Penfold at Griffin's Bend. Yeah, really nice move from him. And he's now moved into P15. So he's separating the top two runners in the AM class. And welcome back to the AM drivers. So they've been back for a few rounds now. And it looks like Rayton is making his way into the pit. So he's decided he's not going to continue on with that damage. He's going to come in and get it repaired. Didn't want to race the remainder of this, the remaining 20 minutes in the condition that it was. And it was a pretty big hit, as you could see. So he's decided to take the safe route, and he's making his pit stop now. As we're watching on the left-hand side of the screen, I believe that's Nathan Wilson is one of those cars, and Phil Croathios is the other. So let's have a look at lap times as they go around. Wilson at 2:04 flat. Croathios did a 2:03.8, so a little bit extra pace on that last one. They've got Matt Frost for Bruce Hull Racing just a little bit further up from them. So he'll be just casually keeping an eye on the on his rear view mirror, see how they're going, or his camera as you have in these cars. And Croathios is full focus on the rear of that Audi as they head up the mountain one more time. In terms of laps so far, 19 have been completed. But it's the minutes that count, so 18 more of them to go. And just on the right-hand side of your screen there, I think we saw a bit of damage to Penfold.
Wilson had a big moment. He's lucky to hold on to that. I thought it was going to be absolute carnage. I just saw that little move, little slide that he had.
He doesn't mind racing it on the edge as well, Nathan Wilson.
Oh, he'll be having an absolute ball.
Yeah, he'll be loving this. Yep. He'll be feeling very comfortable after a good result yesterday on for another good result today. So currently sitting P9 on the track, and in terms of class, he's sitting P3 right now in class, the silver class, just behind Lattanzio and Neil Fakeney, who's having a great run so far tonight. So in terms of where the race sits right now, it's Andrew Lawrenson still leading the way after getting past in the pit stops. He's leading from Ali Karuda. Marcus Van Vliet, we haven't sort of called his name too much tonight. He's currently sitting in P3 right now. Nando Lattanzio, he's in 4th. He's got Andy O'Hara not far behind him. So Van Vliet and Lattanzio have got a monumentous task on their hands. There's Penfold getting a little bit loose out of the chase. That's going to open it up for Mac. He's going to send it down the inside through Murray's. Oh, they make contact. Oh, contact again. And it was Penfold who loses out in amongst all of that. I think that's Rayton coming through as well. He's just saying, thank you very much, boys. I'll just scoot through there. And because he just pitted not that long ago either. Just trying to see where he is on the timing sheet at the moment. He's down there in P13. So that was for position as well for Rayton. Here we go. Here's the, yeah, you see that pretty regularly through that corner there. And that's for position with Rayton. So he was in P3 earlier, had to come into the pits after that big moment across the top of the mountain, and he's taken those 2 positions away. So
Wilson had some contact through here as well. Whereas it might have been prior to this, but that battle heated up pretty quickly too.
So just having a look at lap time shortly. Also, just keeping an eye on O'Hara. So our championship leader wasn't here for the last race, back for this race. He's sitting in 5th right now. Lattanzio, though, is just up ahead of him, and a little bit further up is Van Vliet. In terms of his lap time, Van Vliet, a 2:03.3, a 2:02.7 to Lattanzio, and a 2:03 flat to O'Hara. So I wonder if he's not. I thought he'd be a bit quicker than those guys, but not at the moment. We'll wait and see as we're watching from the rear of Lawrenson. So this is the battle for the lead. In terms of lap times, a 2:02.5 to Lawrenson, 2:02.1 to Caruden on that last trip around. And the gap between them is less than a second. Don't really need me to tell you. Here's Wilson and Korythios as well. These two have been going at it for the last sort of 10 minutes or so. And Nathan Wilson doing a great job holding off Korythios, who's doing everything in his power to get past that Audi right now. Proving to be quite the challenge. So we've got two really high caliber battles right now. Left of the screen is Wilson and Korythios. The right of the screen is our race leaders. That's Lawrenson and Caruden. That time around, Caruden just had the advantage at 2:01.840. About 4/10 faster than Lawrenson on that last trip around. Not far away from the fastest lap of the race as well. So Caruden definitely got some pace right now in that Honda. Not much longer left to go. We're in the final quarter hour, 13 minutes and change remaining. These 60-minute sprint races, they tend to fly by pretty quick. We've had action coming thick and fast, and these two have been going at it for quite a while now. Lawrenson was able to put in the fastest lap of the race to move himself ahead after the pit stops of Caruden, who decided to stay out a little bit longer. And right now, Ali Caruden is studying that rear wing of the Aston as they come across Brocky's skyline here. Now they'll start the descent down the hill, down through the S's. Left-hander and the dipper. Iconic parts of Australian motorsport right now. Down through Forest Elbow. Good place to actually watch the racing through there. A lot of people set up TVs and whatnot through there. All across the mountain you see TVs these days. But not a bad spot to watch it. And the blast down Conrod Straight. Can't really get access here unless you're an actual local living close to the circuit. Quite a number of locals actually live within the perimeter of the circuit. I think about 68, amongst them residential and some businesses. And then down through Murray's. Back in the old Gran Turismo days, there used to be a little Easter egg down there. It was made famous by Alan Grice one year in qualifying in the top 10 shootout. He actually went down the runoff there and then turned around and tried to get more momentum coming across the line, which was actually legal back in the time. But once he did that, then they closed that loophole. But such a motorsport thing to do, isn't it? Always looking for loopholes, always seeing how you can circumvent the rules, legally of course. And Caruden all over the back of Lawrenson now. They've got some slower traffic coming up ahead. That's the McLaren. Just trying to see who that belongs to. It's not Nando Latenzio, that's for sure. Anyway, whoever it is, they'll obviously do their best. They'll see the blue flags. You can see him waving now as we're on board with Caruden. Look at this camera work as well. You've got the in-cockpit view. This is great stuff. All these pictures are brought to you by Joe. I just get to do the talking. That's the easy part. Joe's sweating it out, getting all these pictures sent to you. If you are enjoying the stream, please give us a like and a subscribe. We're on our way to 400 subscribers. I think we're at 382. And I reckon this quality stream definitely deserves a like and a subscribe. So please smash that button as they head down the Conrod Straight. They're smashing the accelerating pedal. Caruden going to dive up the inside here. 2 into 1. Doesn't go through the chase yet. They're going to try it anyway. Who's going to be better under brakes? It looks like Caruden in the Honda. Can he pull it up? Yes, he does. What a move. Great work from Ali Caruden. He took his chance. He saw it and grabbed it with both hands. Great work. We've got to change the lead. We have less than 10 minutes left in this one. This is round 7, season 3, PC League. And Ali Caruden is 9 minutes and about 30 odd seconds away from taking victory here. But Andrew Lawrence is going to do his absolute best They go through Hell Corner and up Mountain Straight one more time. But I'm still not too sure who was in that McLaren there, but they did a good job of getting out of the way. There was a bit of Schumacher, Hacken and Zonta about it as well back in Spa, but great work from these guys. And we've got still Nathan Wilson. And oh no, that's a bit sad that ended like that. All's well that ends well. They hold positions. Oh, Lawrenson all over the back of Caruden. Did he make a mistake out of the cutting? I'm not too sure. Just getting so close to that wall.
Latanzio's up into third too. Something's happened to Van Vliet.
Nice work, Nando Latanzio. Van Vliet
around the outside of Van Vliet as well.
So Andy O'Hara, he will be on a charge. He'll want to try and claim that final podium position. He's 2.3 seconds away from Nando Latanzio, who's just a tick over 8 minutes away from taking a podium. Would be a great result for Nando. Very well deserved. We'll have to see how that plays itself out. In the meantime, Lawrence and Katie catch a tow up Conrad in the wake of the Honda. Definitely two of the faster cars, the faster top speeds that I've seen along here. Going to come up beside him. Going to go side by side through the chase. This is phenomenal driving from both of these guys. Not to touch. They went through there side by side at full effect there. Awesome work for these two. Look how close they're getting. Look at how good this camera work is well. But Caruden manages to hold on. 7.5 minutes left to go. Probably about 3, maybe 4 laps left in this one. And Lawrenson wants this just as bad as Caruden. This is an absolute cracker of a race right now. And Caruden is leading it by as much as you can see the gap on screen right now on the left. The helicopter shot heading up Mountain Straight. Going to go through Griffins again. Last time around, Caruden did a 204 flat. Lawrenson did a 204 flat as well. There was a 100th of a second separating those two on that previous lap. That was great driving from both of those guys though, going through the chase side by side to not make contact, continue it on through Murray's as well. Awesome job from these two not to make any contact through there. So that's the caliber of drivers we've got racing for you tonight as they make their way across the top of the mountain again. Caruden will not yield.
These guys.
Oh, and he gets out of the way.
Oh, they're lucky, these two.
He did a good job though to get out of the way.
And if you have a look, I'll bring this up. About to get into the battle for third place on the podium is Andy O'Hara after his damage from earlier in the race. If something happens between these two and there's big damage, O'Hara's in a position to pick up the pieces here.
I would just like to say I have nothing to do with what Joe just said there. That's all on Joe. If something happens, I didn't say anything. No. Oh no! No! Oh, Lawrenson. Oh, has he got damage on there? So contact through the chase. He's going to let him redress. Where's Andy? Oh, Andy's just out of Forest Elbow now. So not really that close enough yet. But boy, they don't want to be doing that again. Nando Latanzio doing a good job. Oh, right now, there it is. Did they make contact or did they sympathy spin?
That was contact. I think Lawrence just went a little bit deep and there was that slight contact, but it's been redressed. It's only a second and a half in it.
Wow, late race drama.
Oh, it's play on though.
Yep. No, he's redressed, so that's the main thing. So right now, the gap between them.
It's very tight. I just want to have a quick look at this battle. This is Bateman, Hemi Bateman and Frost.
So this is for 6th, 7th and 8th right now. So this is pro drivers, silver class, Latenzio, Fakeney, and Wilson. That's your podium at the moment. Just having a look at O'Hara and Latenzio. Latenzio doing a great job. We've got a tick over 4 minutes remaining.
I'll go to that battle here. There's a bit of time left in this.
Probably another couple of laps, I'd say. 2 more laps they'll do. And last lap around for Latenzio, 2:02.8, 2:02.7 for O'Hara. So Nando, can he hold on here? His stellar performance, if he could, to claim a podium, outright podium. But the battle on the screen right now is Caruden versus Lawrence. And so last time they went through here, there was dramas, there was contact. Doesn't look like that will be the case again, as they head through the chase out of there. No such issues. So 3.5 minutes left to go. Probably, 2 more laps, I'd say. And then that's it. These two won't be able to come fast enough for Caruden especially. He's a couple of laps away from a victory, and Nando Latenzio is the other one who'll be holding on for dear life. O'Hara continues to eat away at that gap between him and the Honda right now. This is Frost in the Ferrari. He's currently sitting P8 right now. He's got Hemi Bateman and Fakeney up ahead of him. And a change of position. Hemi Bateman moves up into 6th spot, dropping Neil Fakeney. And that is not for class, because they're different classes, those two. So Fakeney still P2 in silver. Nathan Wilson still P3. And on the right-hand side of the screen, that's the gap to our leaders. So right now, Ali Caruden, Lawrenson, push it, giving it absolutely everything he possibly can right now. Just scraping those walls, getting so close. He is pushing it as absolutely the maximum limits right now. We're looking back from Caruden on the left. And on the right-hand side, we've got Lawrenson as they make their way through Forest Elbow. Going to be a drag race once again. Just checking out. I'll have to keep an eye on the speeds. Around about 275, I think, was the fastest I've seen today. Caruden 280. Lawrenson went to 279 through there as well. They head through the chase. This will be the beginning of the final lap. We should get the signal. I went early yesterday. I thought that I heard the little man. I thought it was on, but it wasn't.
Okay, leaders of the final lap now. Give me that again.
There it is, the final lap of this one. Caruden needs to hold on for about 6.1 kilometres right now. 22 turns left for him. Lawrenson is going to absolutely push him all the way. O'Hara and Latenzio, that is extremely close right now. Nando Latenzio is exactly 1 lap away from taking a podium position in 3rd outright and 1st in class. He's got Andy O'Hara, who he needs to keep behind him for 1 more lap. He's making his way through Hell Corner, but these two are already a little bit further up the mountain, coming through the cutting. They'll continue their ascent across the top of the mountain. They're going to go through, this is through Sulman Park, through here, down through McPhillamy for the final time. Across Brocky Skyline, and Lawrenson just banging into the wall there. Just shows how much he's absolutely pushing. Been a great performance from him. Caruden, though, just a little bit better, but both of these guys have driven a stellar race. Awesome work from both of them. Now heading down through, out of the dipper, down through Forest Elbow. Here we go. This is going to be the final chance.
Oh, he hit the wall. He just tapped the wall there, Lawrenson.
That might put an end to his charge. He'll try and catch a tow, but I don't think he's going to be quite close enough to get the full effect. As Caruden, we've got another McLaren just in the foreground there, and we can see on the right-hand side of the screen, that's the difference between Latanzio and O'Hara. Can Latanzio hold on? Can Caruden hold on? So the first top 4 positions still aren't sorted. Caruden just needs to come through one more turn, makes his way through Murray's. No dramas, and congratulations, Ali Caruden. He's going to hold on. Take victory. Great drive from him. Andrew Lawrenson in P2. That will help his championship hopes out no end. And I think Latanzio is going to hold on. He's making his way out of the chase now. Here he is. He just needs to make his way through Murray's corner. And he is going to hold on. Well done, Nando Latanzio. That is an awesome effort. Congratulations. Well deserved. P3. Good work, Nando. Awesome job. And Anjo Hara, after the earlier incident, he comes home to take P4. So that'll help his championship aspirations. Marcus Van Vliet, he's going to come home in P5 right now. He's got Daniel Hemi Bateman, who's going to challenge him right at the line. This is going to be super tight. Will Hemi Bateman get him? No, he doesn't. Van Vliet just holds on by a tenth of a second. So nothing between those guys. Neil Fakeney, he's going to come home 7th. Frost 8th. Nathan Wilson, he's going to hold off Phil Cryotheos, so he will finish in P9. He's going to take out 3rd in class. Congratulations to him. Phil Cryotheos, he rounds out the 10. Reese Penfold, this has been a great race from him.
I do believe this is Reese's first points for the season after a series of DNFs. So
awesome
it's good to see
work.
him get a result, really good result.
Yep. I reckon he's pretty happy about it as well. Congratulations, Reese Penfold. First points of the season, really, really well deserved. Terry Rayton just had that late race incident with the wall that ruined his chances. Anthony Cesana, James Mack will be the other one to come through, and Mark Hurley. So it looks like James Mack is going to take out the AM division. Mark Hurley in 2nd, and Herbertron in P3. That'll be the podium. And for silver, it'll be Nando Latanzio. Neil Fakeney, well done, Neil Fakeney. His internet survived to the end. Great job from him. And Nathan Wilson in P3. Another podium, 2 podiums in 2 days. He'll be feeling pretty good about himself as we're watching Mark Hurley just finish off his lap. It'll be the final card across the line. But Ali Caruden and Andrew Lawrenson put on an absolute show for us tonight. Late race dramas, but it was all redressed there, and Caruden was able to hold on, take victory from Lawrenson and Latanzio in P3 as Hurley crosses the line. But Ali Caruden, he was the race winner tonight. He took pole position. He took the win. He didn't get the fastest lap, so he didn't take all the little trinkets. But I reckon he'll be pretty wrapped with victory tonight. Andrew Lawrenson tried his heart out. That will do his championship the world of good. So Bruno Gallo, he finished in P17, and Gallo was 31 points ahead. So he will close that gap, and we're going to head to Suzuka next week for a 90-minute enduro. It's going to be good stuff. But there it is. The winner to the victor goes the spoils. Well done, Ali Caruden. Awesome effort from him. Pole position and the victory, and a definite boost to his championship contention. Lawrenson and Latanzio as well. So good work, Nando. I think we can all agree. Very happy for him. And I think that's it. That was good. That was good fun, Joe. That was 60 minutes of... that was a real sprint race around Bathurst.
Yeah, which is good to see. It's good to see the sprint race around Bathurst. It always brings action, and there was plenty of it. That battle through to the end between Lawrenson and Caruden, that was just brilliant.
Yeah.
The side by side out of the chase, and it just you could see the respect between the two of them. It was great racing. It was what we want to see. I was unfortunate about the bit of contact later, but it's still pretty tight towards the end. It was a good comeback by O'Hara after his moment, and a great result for Latanzio, silver class leader and 3rd overall. It was really good to see.
Yeah, awesome effort from him. So I reckon he'd be pretty happy about that. But that's it for this evening's proceedings. So as mentioned, we're off to Suzuka next week for the penultimate round of the season. It's going to be a 90-minute enduro, and then we'll be going to Indianapolis or Imola. I'm not too sure which one. I think there's going to be a vote for that. So that will be next Monday. We've got more action to come on the channel as well. So if you haven't already, hit the like, hit the subscribe button. We're on our way to 400 subscribers. But Joe, if you don't have anything to add, I think that's pretty much it for this week.
Yeah, I think it was a great show that everyone put on, and have a good week and look forward to next Monday night.
All right, we'll see everyone then. Enjoy the rest of your week. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.